evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rayyan. I'm here today to share with you my story with my partner Rayyan, who couldn't make it. So, once upon a time in 2009, I was attending a conference in Saudi Arabia about Earth Day. And there was this speaker, and he was talking about the harm of plastic bags and how much this plastic bag harmed the environment with all the surrounding. And I was really shocked because I was the only one in that room that knew that this plastic bag does all that harm except me. So I really got shocked, and I says like, hey, I have to do something about it. And then I left that room and I started doing some research, and here I decided to create this social enterprise for profit that has a social agenda company, which is called Trochet. Trochet means two words. It's a trash plus crochet. So what we do basically is we have three objectives. First of all, we would love to reduce the waste of plastic bags. Why? Because in Saudi Arabia we have 1 trillion waste of plastic bags, and we are losing 40 billions because we don't have any projects that reuse such plastic bags. 2, we want to reduce the women unemployment rate because we have 86% of women unemployed in Saudi Arabia, and simply they are doing nothing. Third, we would love to create local products. So we decided to do the following. First of all, we went out, we started collecting plastic bags, and then we get them tan under the sun, and then we cut them, and then we send them to underprivileged women who do crochet with plastic bags, and guess what they do? They do a yoga mat, and then this is a bean bag that was made out of 1,000 plastic bags, and then a cushion, and that was a tire, an old tire from a car, an old tire from a truck. We turned it into a table for the garden, and different other products. So, and suddenly, we were at Harvard with another 9 projects from the Middle East, and we won the first prize. And this is why we came here to Silicon Valley to see you all guys with PitMe. Thank you for selecting us. And we are here basically to learn how to expand this idea and develop it more into a mass production, mass marketing, how to cut the price and improve our business model and strategy. And this is why we run this little campaign to crowdfund our project, to rent a little factory so we can hire more women, we can produce more bean bags for you so you can sit on them with comfy. Thank you.
This is a different type of business that we normally see, as you know, it's a social venture, triple bottom line. Are you looking to raise funds while you're here in the States? Is that part of what you're looking for?
Yes, actually I'm looking for 2 things. First of all, I'm looking to get funded, and second of all, I'm here to learn how to develop the business better.
Okay. Noah, please.
What is your branding strategy?
Branding strategy.
Branding and marketing.
What exactly you want to know?
Try to describe it in as short a statement as you can, I guess.
How will you get the word out? How will people learn about the product?
Okay, so far we are focusing on Instagram. We are talking about the products on Instagram, and we are taking part in most of the events that are taking place in the Middle East and even outside of the Middle East. So we are focusing to increase the awareness of our brand by taking part in those events.
Like, what does the brand mean? What do you want people to think of when they hear your brand?
I want them to stop using plastic bags, and that's on the second stage. And for the first stage, I want them to send me all their plastic bags so I can turn them into a comfy seats for them.
Paul, yeah, sure.
I guess it's a 2-part question. First of all, can you describe what we're looking at, the $1,200? What does all that mean on this slide?
Okay, sorry. This is a snapshot from the Zooman. It's a website. It's like a Kickstarter, but this is a different version. So this is what we have collected so far out of $5,000.
So you're raising money.
Yes.
But,
yes.
But you're looking, generally speaking, for a lot more than $5,000.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
And I think the question was, how much are you looking for?
Okay, in dollars, I'm sorry,
I can only do dollars myself, yes.
Okay,
You can have great fun trying any other currency, but I
okay,
can't.
if you are good in math, so if you
I
can
can do
divide,
euros, I can
Well,
do
we take the
euros.
SR and divide it by 3, correct?
yeah, so if you can divide 2 million by 3,
Wow,
2 million by 3, $667,000.
wow. Max Shapiro, man of the world. Hey. Wow, okay, I was just seeing if Max knew it, now I know. Now, my other question is that at least Northern California is not typical of the United States. In my neighborhood, we are actively recycling plastic bags, and I actually gather them all up, and I bring them to my supermarket where they have a receptacle. So, are you hoping to bring any part of this concept to the United States, or is it entirely local to Saudi Arabia?
actually the production is local, but the shipment of the products is global and international. And guess what? The products are going to arrive in 2 days to PIPME, and we are going to do a launch, so we are all invited to attend that launch so you can try the beanbags yourselves.
We've got beanbags here. We need some plastic beanbags.
Excellent.
This would be good. Thank you. Good. Other questions, Alan?
Yeah, is there any other than the women entrepreneurs working manually with the material, is there anything automated about transforming the material into products?
So far, no. What we do is the plastic bag as it is. So we take it and then we cut it by scissor, and then we turn it into threads, and then they do crochet with plastic bags. But we found out that this makes our the cost is very high. So this is why we are trying to automate at least the cutting, and we keep the crocheting by hand.
Eric, do you have a question, or? Here. Okay. Yeah, we've got time for one more quick question.
Okay, so you're trying to do a few different things here. Let me ask you, what's the most important goal? Is it, giving underemployed women an opportunity to work and to earn money? Is it to reduce pollution in the form of plastic bags, or is it to produce consumer goods?
3 of them. These are our 3 main objectives.
Okay, but the problem is that the way that you run this business and the way that you go about thinking about should we raise capital, what's our strategy, is not going to serve those 3 interests
Definitely.
necessarily in the same way.
As a priority, it's the women.
What's the priority?
The women.
Okay, I'll give you more thoughts on feedback.
Okay, so let's start with feedback. Let's start with Alan, Eric, Paul, and then Noah. Alan, please.
Yeah, you
use
started.
the mic and hold it
You
close.
started talking about mass production and mass marketing, and I think that's everybody's ambition when they start something like this. When I look at the products that have been produced, I was really impressed. I felt like I was back in Soho in New York, and it's really cool. But I think that if you kind of have an eye towards how this could be really big and maybe global and scale, but practice like you're still doing a very small craft, so that if you have maybe 100 customers today, and you just try to have a really, really tight relationship with them and communicate with them and talk to them and try to make your first 100 customers extremely happy, I think you'll find the secret method to scale. But I don't think you can find it by saying, hey, we'll be a mass marketer or a mass, create something for the mass consumer market. I don't think it works that way.
Eric?
So I think everybody, supports you, okay, generally. It's great. It's a great project. There are a lot of companies that are trying to make high-quality consumer goods from post-consumer waste. It's, at best, very small piece of the consumer goods market. It's getting bigger, but it's already crowded. And in order for you to raise money from investors, you have to be able to build a company that's going to generate the kind of revenue or get sold so that you can return investor dollars. And that's going to be difficult. And if that's what you're after, some of your other objectives have to be potentially able to suffer, right? Because building a business has to be first. And so if that's not your first objective, then I would encourage you to think about another way to achieve your goal. And I would encourage you to think very carefully about what we call non-dilutive financing or grant financing, so that you can get the money you need to have a sustainable business, to generate revenue so that you can continue to do what you're doing and provide an opportunity for underemployed women to work. It may or may not end up being a big consumer brand that attracts, acquisition interest. But if your goal is to do the social good, I would think about non-dilutive financing or grant financing or charitable donations, things like that, to provide you with the resources you need.
Paul, please.
I don't want to incur the wrath of the entire Fathom law firm, but for the first time in my life, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. The good point that Eric's making is there are hard-charging for-profit businesses, and there are businesses that are much more about the social mission. You project that you are much more about your goals than you are about building a company that can make a lot of people rich. So the process of raising capital that Eric described as non-dilutive, that's really people who love what you do and want their money to be deployed well, is explaining how effective you can be when you raise money at helping women or whomever the constituency is. So there's a little bit of additional clarity necessary in your message, which is this is how well we can do with the money. For example, for every $10,000 I raise, I can employ 500 women. I don't know what the ratio is, but that's a very effective statistic, and I'd like to see that if I'm a potential investor in what you do. But what you did do has lessons for everybody, for profit or not. You came and you told a story with incredible passion, and that you had the full attention of everybody in the room. Full attention, and as Eric says, support. Every single presenter should bring a story about why they're doing what they're doing. It's really very good. There's another thing that everybody can learn from your PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is designed to support what you're talking about. And the PowerPoint at any particular moment had really nothing to do with what you're talking about. And then when you realized that you were not in sync with your PowerPoint, then you did this 5-slide click thing, which is almost nauseating to watch, try to catch what's going by. You don't need to have a PowerPoint, or keep it very simple and match it to your comments. So the description of where the name came from, the pictures of the product, those are very effective things to include. Things like this that you didn't even speak to, take them out or change your comments a little bit. But I thought you did great. I think you should be very proud of how you did today.
Noah.
You have a powerful story and mission underlying the business, and I think that can translate into a brand and a marketing message that connects with consumers. In developed markets today, most consumers have excess disposable income. They choose to buy products that emotionally appeal to them. They increasingly are thinking about social issues as they make the decisions in their lives. If you look at the success of sites like Causes, Rally, Kiva, increasingly people are spending their time and their money around issues like that. A classmate of mine in business school, Paul Rice, started an organization called Transfer, now Fair Trade USA. In about 12 years, fair trade products have reached $1 billion in total sales as branded products, over $1 billion. So it's definitely doable, and it can reach scale. And I think that the key for you really is in the branding and the marketing. Find the right people, surround yourself with experts who can help you drive that, and I think you've got a great shot at making this something really big.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. You guys want to vote? 1, 2, 3.